Good morning and welcome to the CSU-UC Event Professionals Network and our monthly hot topic, the art of content creation using Canva and Instagram. My name is Phyllis Grillo. I am the chair of the CSU-UC EPN and your MC for the day. We have two incredible presenters with us, and you will have a great opportunity to not only learn about the topics that they're presenting on, but you'll also have an opportunity to put that into practice immediately with our hands-on opportunity. Um, so that's pretty exciting. This has been obviously a very popular topic, and so we're excited to be offering something that really means a lot to our network. Before we get started with our introductions, if you haven't already marked your calendars for the CSU-UC EPN annual conference, please do. It is scheduled to be held on July 9th through the 11th at UC Berkeley. Registration has opened, so we hope that you will plan on joining us. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to myself, or you can reach out to Sam. We have presenters today, and they're going to be going through their presentation. But if you have questions, go ahead and put it straight into the chat. I'll be monitoring the chat as we go through and do my best to make sure that we address questions as we can. And so without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our presenters because they have a great presentation, and I'd like to get started. So Mary Coder from CSU Bakersfield is a certified meeting planner. And okay, Mary, what is a CSEP?
Certified Special Events Professional.
Okay, it's a new one to me. So she's an event professional with over a decade of experience in the industry. During her nearly 8 years of tenure at CSU Bakersfield, she has worked in both university advancement and the Office of the President as a senior event specialist. She has also served the campus as chair of the staff forum, wellness champion, a faculty and staff giving champion, and brand ambassador. In the summer of 2024, Mary was awarded the Beyond the Call of Duty Award from the CSU-UC EPN, where she has been on the leadership team for more than 5 years. She prides herself on designing impactful events that are fun as they are beautiful. In her free time, she's an avid reader and enjoys K-pop, Pilates, and astrology. So welcome, Mary. Our second presenter today is Cynthia Gutierrez from UC San Diego. Cynthia is an event specialist and special events protocol at UC San Diego and a first-generation UC San Diego alum, class of 2021. She started with special events and protocols as a student assistant. Cynthia enjoyed her time so much with the team that she returned as a full-time employee and now gets to collaborate with fellow event planners and share creative ideas that come to life, which is every event professional's dream. And with that, we're going to turn it over to our presenters and take it away.
Thank you. I'm going to share my screen. 1 second. Awesome. Can everyone see that?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So, like Phyllis mentioned, we are going to talk about the art of content creation using Canva and Instagram. And we shameless plug for CSU-UC EPN. Their Instagram is down here if you guys want to take a look at what's to come or see other hot topics that will come our way. But today we are going to talk about different aspects of content creation. So I will go through the like a Canva overview, just what is Canva, how to access it, and then we'll see Canva in action. And then Mary will be talking about transferring Canva graphics to Instagram and some Instagram how-to and tips for us to kind of use and either use in our personal or professional life. And then at the end, we'll have some time for questions. But again, like Phyllis mentioned, feel free to add to the chat some questions that you may have, and Phyllis will be moderating that. Awesome. So I'm going to get started with what is Canva. Canva is a graphic design platform. So it's an easy tool for creating different types of assets. So it can be social media graphics, presentations, promotional merchandise, websites, etc. So it really has the flexibility to do almost anything. And as you can see right here, this is just a screenshot directly from the website itself. And they already have some pre-loaded specs on there. So the aspect ratios of what each item may need. So they have social media, a document, Instagram, flyers. Those are kind of the main ones that they've seen people use. So they have a quick click, but then you can also customize which size that you'd like. So, and when you click on whichever you'd like, it goes into a blank document. But on top of that, you can have preloaded Canva templates that are already made on Canva and just add the information that's related to your event or just information that you need to share. Awesome. So how can I access Canva? So there are different ways to access Canva, but every user can have a free account. So this unfortunately does not include university branding or Canva premium content, but what that does include is some limited graphics and limited features. But you can still get a lot of content created with just the free version. And of course, you can always upload graphics or logos that you may need, whether it's for your university or just pictures of photos that you need to include. You can definitely add those in. But then there's also a paid account, and there's two different types of paid accounts. There's the premium account, which is just an upgraded Canva account, which includes premium Canva features. So this does not include university branding, like preloaded inside. So like I mentioned, you can upload your logos, etc., and work around that, but it won't have all the features that your branding may include. But this does include things like you can resize a document, say you have it in an Instagram post and now you want to put it on Facebook or something like that. There's an easy way to resize that with premium. And then there's also some more access to different templates and graphics, so you have more flexibility than the free account. And then you have Canva for Teens, which is another type of account, which provides easy access to easy to use branded templates. And these are pre-approved, uploaded from your marketing team at your university, and these are customizable. So this can include graphics, colors, and fonts within your university branding. That makes it easy for you to just plug and play, and it will be on brand. However, the downfall about this is it really does depend on each university. This is not an overarching umbrella applied to all universities. So we recommend reaching out to your university's marketing department for more details to see if this is an option that you have, or maybe you bring it up to them to mention, hey, this is something I feel like most of us can benefit from, and maybe take the conversation from there. Awesome. So now we'll see Canva in action. So I'm going to go through just accessing Canva and creating an account. So you're going to type in canva.com, and from there it'll upload the home page and where you can log in. So if you have never made an account before, you can still click log in and just continue with your email. And I recommend using your work email, which will then take you to your university's sign-on. And then from there, you'll just continue. And we have single sign-on, so we just continue with that, and it will log you into Canva. Even if you've never logged in before, it'll create an account under your email account. Oops. So once you log in, then you'll see the home page navigation. So here you'll see all the different features I talked about. So you'll see I have logged in before, so you'll see some recent designs here. And then here's that screenshot I shared with the different preloaded specs, so that you can easily access a blank document and start creating, or you can make your custom size, document or content. And then you'll see over here, you can actually type in information. Say you want a LinkedIn banner or something. Sometimes they already have pre-made templates for you. You can create a new design blank, or you can upgrade your premium accounts. And then in addition to that, you have these different tabs on the side that can take you to different things. So you can see your homepage, all your projects, so not just the recent designs. You can go through different templates and see if you want to use any of those. This is that premium feature with the brand. So that again depends on your universities and then different apps and etc. And then from there, you'll be able to select your template. So we're talking about social media. So I'm going to click on the social media. And as you can see, there's more than just Instagram on here, and there's many more options, but I want to create an Instagram story. And as you can see here, it populated the exact dimensions that I need for an Instagram story. So you don't have to go searching for that. And it'll open a blank document in which you can either use pre-made templates from Canva, or if you have the Teams account with your branding, then it will pop up as well on here. Or you can start from a blank slate. So there's lots of flexibility, like I mentioned. And then, yeah, so I just labeled my document so I can get started on my designing process. So from there, I get to design my Canva. So it is time to design. And so as you can see here, I have a blank page and I want to make a story graphic for the CSU-UC EPN. So I just clicked elements here and I was able to go through, and you can go through all these different aspects of it. So there's shapes, graphics, photos, there's actual like video embedded that you can do where it has like almost like GIFs that you can add on there as well. But I just wanted to add a rectangle square, but I can make it into a rectangle, and I'm just adjusting the height, the length, etc. And you can also change the color here. So here I already have preloaded my brand colors, but if you have a brand website, you can actually just import these using the specific like hex code. That way you have access to that, and that is available for all users, not just premium, etc. So I accidentally restarted. So then we'll go back to that. And then as you can see, you can choose different colors. And then from there, I'm going to add text. So here you can see there's different types of texts. Because this is the brand kit, it already has the font I wanted. But if you click here, you can go through the different fonts. If your university uses a specific font, unfortunately, Canva doesn't always have that. So again, speak with your university rep to see if they have a Teams account set up so it's easily accessible. But they have a lot of the major fonts on here as well. And then you can change the font size, either by the plus or minus, or adding the number manually. And then you can actually make the font either capitalized or lowercase using this button here, so you don't have to retype it again. So it does save some time, and you get to play around with it a lot. Again, as you can see, I'm moving things around, constantly changing. As I keep adding things, I'm just trying to see what the feel and look of it is. So it's definitely malleable and flexible. So then again, I'm adding more text into this document. And so I'm just going to move it around. And as you can see, it's a little too small for my liking. So I'm going to increase it, the text size, and I will be playing around with that. Oh, I skipped it. But then I want to add some background to that. So again, I'm going to add another element, putting that in the background here. So you can see that, live that I'm making all of these edits from a blank template. So yeah, you'll see me change the color, change the different alignment. So I'm going to put it in the front, etc. And again, I learned by just playing around with it and looking online. So I might be going fast in this video, but Canva is nice where you can kind of build on your skills and play around to find out the different features. And they do offer some videos on YouTube on the basics and how to build different documents and how to do different features on Canva. But I'm going to skip here. And so I'm adding a different feature, which is a frame. This is a frame that can let you upload pictures easily. So you can share this out and just add the frame in there. Again, there's a bunch of different features and I don't want to overwhelm y'all. But again, just explore the different features and graphic elements within Canva so that you can kind of mess around and play around with the overall look here. So here we'll see just me adding different things. Again, adding text, adding another graphic element in there, and you'll start seeing things kind of going into place. I'm messing around with the letter spacing, the line spacing. There's so many different things you can mess around with and kind of play around with as well. So yeah, this is kind of the general Canva in action. Again, I hope I'm not overwhelming y'all with the different features that I've mentioned. I'm always happy to answer questions as well at the end about these different features. And we can kind of see the general look at the end. But to mention again, you can upload all these different graphics into the Canva account. So you can just add and click them easily. So as you can see here, I added the logo, the CSU logo. So I didn't need the team's account specific for this because I was able to upload that. And again, you can upload different types of graphics. I wanted to include the Instagram logo, etc. So you don't necessarily need the team's account to access different features into your Canva. So it really is flexible. But yeah, I'm just adding the Instagram in there. And then as you can see, I made a graphic, Instagram story graphic. And what's cool about this too is you can make duplicates of these things to make minor changes so you can offer different types of graphics that are similar, or if people like white background with red, etc., they can play around with that. So what I did was just make a duplicate of this same graphic, change the colors so that I can offer 2 different types of graphics for those who have personal preferences, or if people just like different layouts to be unique and make it their own. But that is how I designed this from a blank Canva template. So I am going to pass it to Mary so she can show you how to get this Canva document to Instagram and posting that to make it interactive and maybe have people personalize it so they can make it their own.
And unmute. Hi.
Yep, you're on mute. There you go.
Here I am. I want to first say thanks to Cynthia for putting together this great design. I would just like to note that neither Cynthia nor I are professional marketers. We are event planners just like you. And we've kind of learned these skills just by trying. And so hopefully that you won't feel too intimidated by kind of all this new information. I'm going to be showing you what you would do on your phone. So you'll see that my video is in phone shape. But you can do a lot of this on your desktop. The cool thing about Canva is that it has an app. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, now I have this Instagram template in Canva. How do I get that to my Instagram? You could do it the old-fashioned way, download it onto your computer, email it to yourself, many steps. Or you can download the Canva app onto your phone and it updates in real time whatever you're doing on the desktop. So any changes that Cynthia has made in our shared account since we started this, I would be able to pull up on my phone and see, which is great. So you can download it right to your phone and then it's accessible and ready to go into your Instagram. So I'll show you how to do that. because it's on a phone, there's no cursor. It was just me with my fingers. So I will try to follow the clicks with the mouse. So I'm in the Canva account. I clicked on her design. And then this little button right up here is how you'll save it. So the default on a phone is going to be to save it to your camera roll, but it also does give you other options. You could text it to somebody like your husband or your mom, which is suggesting that I do, or you can save it in lots of different forms. You could save it as a file, but it goes directly to your camera roll. I'm going to back up just a second here. So now that it's saved into my camera roll, I just go right into Instagram. I click the plus sign at the story, and there it is, right in my camera roll. You can see it's in here like 4 times. It'll only save it for you once. That was just from me practicing my screen recording. So it'll be in there once. It'll go right up onto your Instagram story, and then kind of take you into the next step. So the way that Cynthia has made this design, which I think is super cool and super interactive and shareable, is that you can add your own information to it. And it's inviting also other people who are our followers on Instagram to add their information. So if you've ever been on Instagram and seen those little, 6 photos of February or whatever, add yours, you click it and you are able to use that template to go to your story and add your own. So I'm going to show you how we're going to take Cynthia's design and put it onto the CSU EPN Instagram story so that our followers can pull it and personalize it. And if you go to the CSU-UC Instagram, you'll see that it's actually in our story now. So it'll be really fun. If you want to follow along, you can go and do an add yours and personalize it yourself, or you can do it afterward, whatever works for you. But it's great because then anybody who also participated in that can see that you added yours, and it's a great networking tool. So we have this beautiful design here, and then we click add yours template, and it gives you this little button. Move it to wherever you want where it's not interfering with your design, and then you can pin different items to your template. So for this one, because all of the stuff is fixed and it's in the design already, all I did was pin the background. So when somebody goes to share this, it'll give them just the background, and then they can add their personalizations on top. So it's a quick menu that you saw there. So this is just the add yours template is the one that we're going to be talking about. So what does it look like when you add yours? So I'm going to make this about me. So how to add a photo. Open up that menu again. Click a photo. I have this one right here, which is my headshot from the last conference plug. You can get your great headshots at the conference. And then I'm going to add some text. So you can see that's this button right up here. And it's going to open up a lot of different options. Not quite as many as Canva, but similar options. It goes first to your default. So I generally use this strong text. So it's going to give me that option first. But you can go through all of these different ones and see which one really fits the feel of what you're trying to do. I think this is a good match for Cynthia's design. So I'm going to use that one. And then you can change the backgrounds here. You can change the colors here. If you have a brand color, and let me pull that back just a second. If you have a brand color, so it doesn't allow you like Canva does to have like preloaded brand colors. But the cool thing is that it does have a dropper tool. So if you're using your pre-approved brand colors in your Canva design and you pull that design onto your Instagram, you can use the little dropper to copy that color and make sure it's exactly the same. But Cynthia was nice enough to make it black and white. So I'm just going to go with black and white. So you can see I'm just changing the colors again. You can move these around, and this is what just me moving them with my finger. It says stretch and stretch with 2 fingers to expand or contract. There's no cropping tool. It's really actual hands-on. So you can see me kind of adding my own spin to this. This is what you, if you are following along at home, should be doing. You can add text, modify your look, put it into your favorite font. Now, going to show you a couple of other ways to really, so that's the simplest way to do it. Add some text, add your photo, add it to your story, add yours. But Instagram is great in that it offers a lot of ways to add more personalizations. And so I'm going to show you some of those in the next slide here. So I could just add the CSUB, which is where I work, as a text. But what I think is kind of cooler is that you can do a mention. So I don't want to just have that. I want it to be connected to the CSUB Instagram. So I added an @ mention. I start typing in CSUB. I obviously tag them quite often, so it comes up first, but it'll give you lots of different options. And instead of putting just text there, I have CSU Bakersfield. So people who pull up that story can, I'm not pulling it back alone. People who pull up that story can click on the @ mention and it'll bring them to the CSU Bakersfield Instagram. So that's a great tie-in, especially for something professional. Or it also gives CSU Bakersfield Instagram the option to share my story to their story. So if they wanted to, put out there that I'm in the CSU-UC EPN, they could do that way more easily if I did an @ mention. So an @ mention is great. You can also tag other people who you'd like to personalize with the @ mention. It's a great feature. You just need their Instagram handle. The other thing that I'm going to show you how to do is add music, which is really fun. You'll notice that almost every post on Instagram has music now because you can also do it on your main page. So it's a great way to add your own spin to it. Since this is about you, it could be your little theme song. So this is a professional Instagram that belongs to the CSU-UC EPN. So it doesn't have quite as many music options, but your own personal Instagram, you can search for just about any song that you want. So you can search, but it also gives you just pre-populated ideas. What's popular right now? What's a good fit for whatever you're doing. And you can just change the clip to whatever section of the song you want. And you can see here that it pulls up this little, it says what the song is, little title card. I went to move that and I accidentally moved my photo instead. So that is one challenge of Instagram, is that you are doing it kind of just with your finger. So this is a good example of, you can just fix whatever you just messed up. It's not that hard. So now I'm pretty much good to go. I have my name, I've tagged my university, I've added my photo, I have a great song on there. And then all you have to do to add that to your personal Instagram story is click the Your Story button. If for some reason you wanted to add it just to close friends, you could add it to your close friends story. But this one, the idea of it is to get it out there, let everybody know. So hopefully you would add it to your regular story. And so when people go to the CSU-UC EPN and they click on the story, it's going to look just like this. And they're going to see that Add Yours button, and then they can add theirs. So it won't have all of my information. When they click Add Yours, it takes my information off and keeps only the things that were pinned. And we only pinned Cynthia's background design. So they can add their own song, they can add their own text, any of that stuff. So that's kind of the basics of building upon what you've made in Canva to personalize, also make shareable content. But there are so many little features that you can do in Instagram stories. I really recommend, the best thing to do is just get in there and poke around. You could even, there's no limit to how many Instagram accounts you can have. So you can always just start a new little experimental Instagram account where you try stuff out on your stories, things like that. You could start a professional Instagram account where you share all of your beautiful events. I really can get really creative with it. But you can include locations, which is fantastic for us because we have a static location where we are, campus. So you can add CSU Bakersfield or UCSD or wherever you are. And that also will give people an idea. It'll connect it to that location, and all the posts that are from that location populate when you click. @ mention we talked about, great opportunity to give people the opportunity to share, mention people that you helped you, vendors, things like that. Music we did. Photo, you can add as many photos as you want. That button is great because it pulls right up from your camera roll. So you click that photo button, your camera roll comes up, get into your camera roll, click whatever photo you want, and it goes right onto your Instagram story. GIFs, so fun. Always, you can search by keyword, you can search by idea. So if you're like happy, I want something that's happy, type in happy and it'll give you all sorts of options. Reveal is that one where you looks like a Polaroid and then it says to shake it, and then people shake their phone and it reveals itself. So that's fun too. Again, a way to get people interacting with your story, even if it's just at their house. Frames, it's basically the same thing as a photo, but it gives you different outlines. You can ask questions. So you can say, hey, everybody, what are you looking forward to in the spring semester? And people fill it out, and then those will go directly to your inbox on Instagram. So you can share those out. You can make them anonymous or not. You can take a poll. You can put one of these little sliders here. So like, how much do you guys love this tutorial? And then they would move it all the way to the end. And it means that they really liked it. So you could do that on all kinds of stuff. Hashtags aren't quite as popular as they used to be, but they are a great tool for getting your things in front of the correct people. So use that as much as you want. Text, we already talked about. Food orders, please don't use that. I don't know why you would. So that's basically it. I will say that this is like super bare bones, easy kind of entry level tutorial. And like I said before, the best thing that you can do is just get in there and do it. There's kind of no wrong way to do Instagram. And I love Instagram. So I'm not a professional, I'm just an enthusiast. So yeah, I think that's about what we're going to show today. I really want to encourage you to go to our Instagram, first of all, and follow us if you don't already. And second of all, participate in that post that we made so everybody can know that you are connected with the CSU-UC EPN. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we can open it up to questions.
Thanks so much. Oh my gosh, Mary and Cynthia, that was incredible. I did not have an opportunity to follow along while you were presenting, but at the same time, I am going to go back and rewatch this. So I do want to let everyone know that it is this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available the next 48 hours on the CSU-UC EPN intranet. So it is shareable, and you can go back and watch it in the privacy of your own home, so you can follow along and stop it so as you move through it. I mean, it's incredible, Cynthia and Mary. I mean, very, very quickly, and we really appreciate selling, or really not selling, but presenting, or I guess selling us on our ability to be able to, as event professionals, just get out there and get in there and try. So there are a couple questions. Sarah asks, our Instagram account doesn't allow copyrighted songs since it's a business account. We're only able to use songs available in the library. Does anyone know a workaround? So do either of you know a workaround?
So working only in Instagram, no. There's a reason that you're only allowed to use certain songs. If it's a private Instagram or your own Instagram, you have access to all songs. What you could do as a workaround, and this might not be good for copyright law, but you can download things from Canva as a video. So you could add the song elsewhere, like in Canva or Publisher or wherever, and then download it as a video and then upload it to your story as a video with the song. But it's not going to give people that that tag or anything like that. It's not going to give you the option to add the lyrics. So as best as you can, stay with the songs that they have. But if you really need to get something in there, then you're going to have to do a little bit of legwork.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Another question came in. What do you think the best Instagram feature is for promoting an event? And now, obviously, I mean, you're not professionals, but you do this for work and you do this for personal. So what do you think is the best feature on Instagram for promoting an event?
That's a great question. I actually really love interactive features like polls and questions. They're a great way to get people to interact with it. And if you answer a poll or a question, you will get updates on that poll or question in your own inbox. So it'll keep reminding you. Another thing that I didn't even touch on, which was silly of me, is that they do have a countdown feature. So you could say, commencement is coming up, and you could say commencement, and then it would tell you how many days, hours, and minutes until commencement. People then can click on that and add that countdown to their story. And just like the questions and the polls, that's going to update them in their own personal Instagram. So it'll say, hey, your countdown for commencement is finishing in 2 hours. That'll remind them again, like, oh yeah, commencement's in 2 hours, or whatever event it is. So that's a great option to get things on people's radar. But again, they have to want to go. So, but I love a countdown. Yeah, you can do it as far out as you want. You can do it 5 months in advance and say, oh, commencement for this year is over, but we're starting the next countdown, 364 days. So it's really fun.
Hoping to bring up 79 days today, or 78 days, and I'm like, but yes, okay, I can understand that. And then for you, Cynthia, so when you use Canva and you're creating event-related marketing, do you run this by your university communications? You work in partnership with them? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So at least at UC San Diego, this is how it works. If we have the Canva for Teams, since those templates are pre-approved and pre-uploaded by the UCSD marketing department, we call it communications here, but they do not need to do the approval since it is already a preloaded approved template. However, if it is external facing, even if it is from the pre-approved template or a template that you're making on your own, you do have to get approval from the communications office at your university. And what our university has is they have an Asana set up, but it can be, I'm sure they have different modes. You can do email, etc., and send them the assets that you have and just say, hey, I created this for this event. Our audience is community members and students. I don't know. And then they'll let you know, oh, you know what, actually, can we just change the font color of this word or etc. for accessibility reasons, or make sure you add alternative text when you upload it to the website and stuff like that. So they'll make sure that you're on brand, but also practice accessibility within your assets wherever you're uploading them or if you're printing them. So there's different options. Again, I would definitely contact or get a contact at your university's department, because if you are constantly planning events, I'm sure developing that relationship will be beneficial, which we have seen has been beneficial with us as well.
Yeah, I think building the relationship with university communication in terms of promoting and marketing events is really critical. But those are really good ideas. Another question that came in is about Instagram Live. Do either of you use it for events? And what are your thoughts about Instagram Live for events?
So I actually don't run an Instagram for our events department. We don't have an Instagram. So I can't really speak to that, but I know that other people on campus will use it live for events. The only thing is, it's not super engaging. I'll be honest with you. People will see that you're live up in the corner, and if they're really interested, they'll click on it. But that's few and far between, unless you have maybe set the stage ahead of time. Maybe you have a countdown that says, hey, we're going to be going live for this panel discussion at 7 p.m. Here's the countdown to 7 p.m. And then when you hit that time, maybe then you go live. So there's some kind of prep to it to give people an idea of what it is. Just surprising people with going live is really, it's not going to work out the way you want it to. You'll get a few people who are really interested, but more likely you'll get people who click in, don't know what's going on, and then click back out.
Okay. You agree with that, Cynthia?
Yeah, and I think what I've seen a lot of departments, at least at our university, is especially student facing, they'll mention, hey, like I don't know, not the mascot, but someone who maybe the AS president is taking over a certain Instagram account, ask us questions on Instagram Live, and whether they're promoting, voting for, the Associated Students Board or etc. It's kind of usually tied with something. But I feel like that's where I've seen it be a little bit more interactive. But yeah, I agree with Mary that just surprising someone to go on Instagram Live usually isn't as interactive as people might think. So usually I think stories with the tag of the location might be best.
Oh, good feedback. Thank you. Heather had actually entered into the Q&A. She was talking about using Canva to create name tags for, she's doing it for her April event, which looks like it's an honors convocation where their volunteers or their staff can wear them, and they have digital programs so people can just scan them. So can you talk about how you use Canva in this way at events? I mean, I always think of things like flyers and other things, but it sounds like Canva is really unlimited.
Yeah, I can go ahead, and then obviously I know Mary uses this too, so she can chime in as well. But yeah, honestly, our department as well, we use this for event lookbooks, event diagrams. If we just need, they have the presentation feature, you can make your own presentation on there, really move graphic elements, and it's less static than I would say like Google Slides or PowerPoint, especially if you're trying to make it a little prettier. But yeah, like you can make, templates for name badges and just upload that to, Word and do a mail merge, etc. Or if you're printing, like name, what are they, credentials and sending them out to a vendor. We found that, it does save some time and money. And I know given, budget cuts, sometimes getting a external designer can be pricey. So we found that especially if we have student workers within your office, or if you know folks that may have some extra time to design these things, we've seen that it has reduced costs significantly. But obviously we still work with some external designers depending on the scale of the event. But yeah, it really is flexible. A lot of the times, yeah, we'll use it for like inspiration of, what colors do we want to use at this event, or just, a tabletop sign that we need for registration. So really, it really does have some versatility, but I'll let Mary add in any as well.
Yeah, I'd actually love to share with you how I use Canva for events. I'm a big believer in those little tiny details all matching each other. I think having a cohesive look across an event is just really professional and really makes people feel like you thought about all of that stuff. So for example, we recently had an alumni ice cream social. So on Canva, I designed like a little logo for the event. And then I took that logo and I put it across all kinds of stuff. So a ticket to do for your ice cream, a sticker to put on the gift that we gave away that said, "Thank you for connecting," directional signage, flyers, all of that stuff. So I did the work of making kind of the logo and then just resizing and kind of adding text to things, sent that over to our print shop and got it all printed. That is so much cheaper and more accessible than asking your print shop to come up with a logo and print it on everything. So I would say use it for whatever you can, get creative. If there's something that you're getting printed for your event, you can personalize that on Canva. So just get used to kind of seeing it as a whole. And I usually will make like a little sheet that shows all of the different printables that I've made and how they kind of work together. So I cannot say enough things about Canva for events. I love making my little logos. I love, making sure that it matches brand. Like this is our approved supplementary yellow, exactly the hex code. We don't have a CSUB Canva or a Teams account, but I have my own account and I got all of that brand information and loaded it myself. So it's such a great tool. I can't say enough great things about Canva. It's fantastic.
Well, I haven't used Canva very much, but I will say I am a big supporter of stickers. I worked in a previous life, I worked in marketing, and we always worked on these really incredibly tight budgets, and we always wanted logoed items for our clients, and stickers were the best thing because you can take any item, put a custom sticker on it, and voila, it is a logoed item, and it just really takes it up a notch. So that's pretty incredible. A couple more questions have come in. Do you all consider accessibility when using Canva? That's from Sydney.
Yeah, I think it in at least in our office, we do try to practice accessibility. And luckily, we've been set up by our university's communications team. They actually have an interactive web page of best practices to be accessible. So you'll actually be able to choose a background color and see what fonts are accessible with that background color, or vice versa. You want a specific text color. What background color do you need to make sure that it's not hard to read? And then obviously as well, depending on what you're printing on, just making sure that the font size is legible for those who are maybe hard seeing. But I think for the most part, in terms of accessibility in Canva, it really is just the design aspect of accessibility, whether you upload it to a website, that will have to be done at that program of adding alternative text, or, you know, a captions in a reel or something like that. So sometimes you have to do it in a secondary program, but in terms of design, we try to practice it as much as we can.
Well, thank you for that. And I'm sorry, it was not Sydney, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this name right, but it's Sirhanda Calhoun Miller. So I'm sorry I called you Sydney. Nothing worse than getting somebody's name wrong. And then she did add in that Canva also has an accessibility tool as well, and provided the link in the chat. And then one last question that came in was also, I think Mary, you did touch on this, but it said it looked like you were working from your phone on the Canva mobile app, and are you able to do the Insta transfer from the computer?
So you unfortunately cannot post on Instagram from your computer. You have to do it from your phone, but you can make any kind of edits on the desktop. So if you don't want to download the Canva app onto your phone and you only have Instagram on your phone and you have Canva on your computer and that's where you want those things to live, there is a workaround, like I sort of touched on in my part, but there's lots of different ways to download whatever content it is that you make in Canva, whether it's a JPEG, it's a PDF, whatever. It gives you lots of different options. So you can download it as a JPEG, email it to yourself, open it up in your email, and add it to Canva that way. So it's going to add a few extra steps, but if you want to avoid having the Canva app, that's one way to do it. I will say though, I find the Canva app to be so valuable, just because it does update in real time. So sometimes if I have something on my computer, like a picture that I want to be on my phone, and I don't want to go to the trouble of emailing or texting it to myself, I'll upload it into Canva and then go into my Canva app, and guess what? It's in there now. So it's a really great, just general tool for interacting with your computer and phone at the same time.
Awesome, thank you. Well, that was an incredible presentation. We're pretty much close on time. I have a couple of things I want to take care of housekeeping wise, but I'm trying to leave people some time to go and fiddle with their Insta and their Canva and maybe post to our CSU-UC Instagram account. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Cynthia, for being with us, sharing your time and your talent. I do want to plug that next month on March 27th at 11 a.m. we will present our next hot topic. It is going to be Chat GPT, creating a prompt result. Please check your email and enter for the link to sign up and help us spread the word. And before you depart, I'd like to introduce and give the floor to our chair-elect, Jessica Rowland from CSU Fullerton, who has a few remarks to make to the group. So, Jessica.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be on this hot topic. Thank you so much, Mary and Cynthia. That was just such great information. I know I will start using it poorly, but I will start using it more. So thank you on that one. Just wanted to give a shout out again. We have our amazing 2025 CSU-UC Event Professional Conference coming up. It is at UC Berkeley this year, so we're really excited. It's going to be July 9th to the 11th. Early bird registration is now available, and it does end on March 31st. So make sure to click on register today to secure that special pricing we have for early birds. We also are still collecting amazing session proposals for this year's conference. So if you have an idea for a proposal, or if you want to present yourself, or you want to learn something, please take a moment to complete. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. The form that just is collecting these different ideas and session proposals. So take a moment to fill it out. Again, even even if you're not sure you want to present on it, but you want to know more about it or hear someone present on it, throw that in there so that way we can really make sure that this conference hits everyone's needs and is a benefit to everyone. So that's all I had. Thank you so much. I will pass it back to Phyllis, and I look forward to seeing everyone in person at the conference in July.
Thank you, Jessica. Really appreciate it. Thank you again, Mary. Thank you again, Cynthia. Thank you all for being here. We truly appreciate it. We left you with a little bit of time, so maybe you can go ahead and like whip out your Canva, whip out your phone, and make a post. And then again, I did share the internet site in the chat. So if you don't have a bookmark, please do. This is where the recording of this presentation can be found. Give us 48 hours. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you next month on the 27th. Thank you so much for being here.